Hi, this is Irina Shea, and this is part of our Wealth and Wisdom series. Today, we're going to talk about solo seniors who will take care of me. So, I'm going to share my screen with some thoughts. We are seeing in our law practice more and more solo seniors. Who are these people? These are typically men or women, but more typically women, ages 75 plus, who are not married, don't have children, and are very happily living independently. They have a full life with friends, they live in their own home, they have assets, but now they are concerned about estate planning and who will act for them. So we have to look at those important questions in light of the reality that very often they have, say, siblings who are of a similar age, or adult nieces and nephews, or a circle of friends, neighbors, etc. But the job of taking care of you as a trustee, an executor, power of attorney, and a healthcare agent are real jobs. So when we don't have a default spouse and children, right? Default spouse, then adult children, not there, then who, right? Then who? So let's look at that. It's typically siblings, but aging in tandem with you, so not always ideal, or adult nieces and nephews, if local. They may be far away, busy with their own lives, having their own families and careers, right? Or we have to look to professionals, right? Professionals, attorney, accountant. Um, Financial advisors have restrictions. They have broker-dealer restrictions. They can't act as a fiduciary and an investment manager unless it's an immediate family member of their own without all sorts of compliance problems. So I'm just going to say other for now. So when people come to see us for estate planning and they have an idea, maybe their beneficiaries are siblings, nieces, nephews. In that case, we would suggest naming executor, trustee, power of attorney, and healthcare agent as those people. Why? They are the stakeholders. They are the stakeholders as beneficiaries and fiduciaries. And yes, if it's hours and hours of work, weeks, months, or years, in theory, it's okay because it links up at the end of the day to the fact that they'll be inheritors. And so this is not entirely a pro bono job, right? If the beneficiaries are, say, charities, which they often are with solo seniors, it gets a little more complex. Now, do you want to burden a remote family member or friend or neighbor or whatnot with the job of taking care of you when at the end of the day, there's really not much personal reward for them? It would be purely altruistic. And these are or could become heavy long-term jobs. So let's break it down. In the event of passing, you'd need an executor or a trustee. So if you don't have family members or friends who can do the job, very often the best people for those are attorney or accountant. Why? They require a high level of diligence, um, accountability, and speed. Getting it done, right? So a layperson friend that you're asking could sit on this for months or years, not knowing quite what to do. A professional with a firm behind them has the ability to get things done. So that's important. Power of attorney. This is the person to pay your bills. If you're incapacitated, it can also be an incapacity trustee under a revocable living trust. This is a bill pay job. This could be an individual who is extremely trustworthy because they will be taking over all of your finances, right? So that again could be the accountant who already is in your finances and deals with spreadsheets all day long. It could be your attorney if they're already serving anyway as executor trustee. It makes sense because the jobs will go hand in hand. One will flow into the other. And know that they can delegate to a bookkeeper or a daily money manager. Daily money managers for seniors are an excellent resource. They are, you can Google the term daily money manager and you'll read all about them. There's an association. They're often in your backyard. They're people who will handle all your bills and fight insurance claims and deal with your income tax preparation, all the paperwork you dread. Okay. So daily money managers are an excellent, excellent resource. Okay. And then healthcare agents, right? This one is really tricky. This is often a close friend or family in the medical field is ideal, right? If you have them. If you do not, you may need to consider privately hiring a what used to be called geriatric care manager, or they're now called aging life care specialists. Those are social workers who navigate healthcare. They are often used as consultants by family members, but when you have no family members, they can actually serve as your healthcare agent directly if you meet with them and sign a contract for services. There are also higher level doctor and RN nurse level services as well. So if you're very wealthy or you have a complex medical problem, you may want to look into sort of concierge medicine options, concierge um, medical options. They are clearly more expensive, but they may be warranted. Okay. But either way, what you need to do when you're a solar senior is be a lot more intentional about putting together the pieces of the puzzle than people who have a default spouse and adult children. So I know this may have raised more questions than it answered, but it's a really important conversation to have. And we talk about all these things in our office. So if you'd like to learn more, go to our website, irinashea.com, and click the Get Started tab. Our initial consultations are free of charge. Thanks.